Hi everyone, Zip here. I've got another review for you. This time it's the Tier 5 Japanese destroyer, the Kamikaze, one of my favorite premiums in the whole game. Just the sheer fun of this thing is worth every penny. So starting off, start with the bad. Bad thing about the ship is the guns. The guns don't do a lot of damage. They're not horrible, but over the course of a game they're not going to do that great. They're 120mm. 7.5 second reload, not bad, pretty standard for Japanese ships. There are 4 guns. Unfortunately, the traverse with the appropriate equipment and specialization gives you still a very slow traverse. The ship is so maneuverable that very rarely will your guns already be on target. You have to expose yourself to incoming fire in order to use the guns, which makes them not your first line of attack. Certainly the torpedoes on the ship are the reason to have the ship and the business end of the ship. So torpedoes first, of which you've got 6 on a centerline mount, so firing left and right is fantastic. The arc is huge, so it's easy to get these torpedoes in play. They're only 533mm, which is good for 3.1k damage. 3,000 damage, 2,900 damage in practice. It's not bad at all. Just under 8-kilometer range. Torpedoes are fast enough at 66 knots that if you time it right and get just somewhat close enough, it'll be hard for somebody to dodge. So 17% flood chance with the appropriate specialization for the elite bonus. This ship is all about the torpedoes. It's a torpedo sled. No misgivings about that. That's fine. Forget about the anti-aircraft. It sucks. This is not a ship you're going to shoot down aircraft in very often unless somebody else does the hard work. The best weapon and defense the ship has is its speed. It's fast, very fast, with the appropriate equipment and specialization. She's one of the fastest ships currently available in the game. So for the specialization, I've got the max speed 3%, torpedo tube traverse 7%, and extra hit points. Definitely I like the speed. This ship properly configured, as I was mentioning just now, is very, very fast. The in-game speed is cruising at 43 knots, and with engine boost 47 knots. Fantastic. Here you can see the rest of the stats on the guns. Very unimpressive. Torpedoes, decent enough. They're certainly better than the American torpedoes at this tier, in my opinion. They are great torpedoes. The camouflage, the historical camouflage, gives you extra range and speed on the torpedoes, as well as very good concealment on the ship. So overall, these are good things to have. When I bought the ship, it came with the camo, so I don't know if in the future that'll be the case, but it was when I bought it. Here I've got the speed boost, which I'm so happy WG put that out. The traverse increase and the turret traverse speed increase, although it is tempting to go for the torpedo reload because torpedoes are so important to this ship. I did go with the turret traverse speed bonus of 20%. I'll explain why that is as you watch an example game. And here we go, we'll get right into it. Off the line here, watch the acceleration. The ship has great acceleration. Pro tip, don't bother using engine boost while you're accelerating because it doesn't boost acceleration, just overall top speed. So wait until you are at top speed before hitting the engine boost if you're going to hit it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your engine boost because it's not doing anything extra. Just thought I'd mention that. As I've been doing these reviews, I haven't been giving a lot of in-game tips. That's going to be reserved for some tutorial videos I'm working on. I'm just talking about the ship's characteristics here, and you can see the torpedo arcs. And where you place your cursor, you can actually access the rear torpedoes or the front torpedoes, depending on how you position it. See the way it's shifted there? So there's tricks there to manipulate just by how you position the cursor. You get a feel for it pretty quick. So that way you can take advantage of which torpedoes you want to use first. The ship, as you can see, is cruising at 43 knots, and she's maneuverable enough that if you didn't have the turret traverse boost of 20% on the degrees per second, which brings it up to the 9.6 that it is at right now. The guns would be completely useless on this ship. You need that turret traverse boost to make it even feasible to use the guns, because otherwise the ship would just so hopelessly outmaneuver the guns that you wouldn't be able to effectively use them at all in battle. So definitely, I think that's my number one recommendation for equipment. I mean, configure it how you want, but in my opinion, the best configuration is going to be allowing you to use the guns. Although they're not your main weapon, you want to actually be able to still use them in the game. So, though if somebody wanted to completely ignore the guns altogether and just concentrate on the torpedo reload equipment, I'm sure you can pull it off as well. Again, this is just my opinion that it's useful to have that. I'm certain that anybody playing the ship could just put the torp reload boost on there and be done with it, and still just sail around throwing torpedoes left and right, and you'd be quite happy with the ship as just a pure torpedo sled at all, ignoring the guns. But I like to be able to use the guns, because sometimes you just get the ship down to a sliver, and you want to get that kill before somebody else finishes it off for you. So if you have guns already close to or already on target, you're more likely to get that kill before one of your teammates does. Ultimately, the ship's real only failing is because she is so thin-skinned, being a very fragile destroyer. Her speed really is her armor, and as long as you've got teammates in the battle to distract and absorb some of that fire away from you, you'll do quite well with the ship. What's going to happen in this battle is I'm about to lose I'm about to lose all my teammates in this battle. And once you get focused in this ship, you're pretty much done. I don't know what happened to the torps there. The third launcher was way out of position. That usually does not happen. I'm not sure what happened there. It hasn't happened since that one incident right there. So you can see here the guns, just the HE is hitting for 148. Not the greatest, but it's sometimes often enough to finish off a ship. In this case here, I'm trying to hurry up and get the kill before somebody else does. Not that kills are that important in the game, but just I did the work. I'd rather get the kill myself. The guns, the arcs is pretty high, as you can see. So again, gun handling is atrocious, but I'd rather have the ability to use them than not use them at all. Now, I've already mentioned this ship is one of my favorites in the game, one of my top 3 favorites. The Molotov and the Grass being my other 2 favorite premiums. I would definitely recommend this ship for purchase. Not only is it just insanely fun with the speed, but it is a capable fighter as well. I'm about to lose this match because it's me versus 4. I low health as well, so somebody breathes on me wrong, I will be finished. So I'm not going to win this one, but it is not a failing of the ship. It was a failing of the team. I know it sounds very hollow, but you'll see in the summary here coming up that it is in fact the team's lack of performance that put me down for the loss, which I like to include a loss in all my reviews, just because hopefully you can see sometimes better than I can where I've gone wrong in the battle. There's moments in these losses where I go, oh, I should have done this instead of doing that, and of course second guessing. Hindsight is 20/20, but it's still useful to not shy away from lost games. I don't lose that often in the ship, and it is a good carry ship. The next 2 battles that I show here are going to be nice battles where Just really, everything lines up perfectly, and the ship just carries very, very nicely. In this battle, just, again, the team just collapsed, and there's not much you can do if your team collapses. In this ship, you need the distraction of fellow teammates. If you don't have that, you will get focused and you will get hurt. You can see here, most of the team did not score above 10,000. When your teammates aren't scoring above 10,000, you're usually not going to win that match. This is going to change shortly when the game goes live globally. We're going to have human players everywhere after a few weeks, so I don't expect that the ship will change much. I also don't expect that if the other ships in its tier get buffed around it, that it will be underpowered or obsolete. Far from it. The ship is just pure fun as it is right now. You can't change that unless they nerf it, which they won't because it's a premium. The ship will remain fun. So this is a safe purchase. Purchase I would recommend. I would do it again in a heartbeat. This was one of the first premiums I bought, and it is... I wish that I was done all my grinds. This way I could just play the ship a lot more often than I do. Unfortunately, because it is a tier 5, even if you have a good game, the credit earning is not the greatest, but that of course is in today's economy in the game, which will likely change. I'm of the opinion that if it doesn't change within a couple months, if it maintains the way it is now, Wargaming will have some issues because players will start abandoning the game out of the sheer length of time it will take to grind up the ladder. If somebody has by my calculations right now, if somebody has a tier 9, it's going to take 80 days of about 25 battles a day to move from a tier 9 to a tier 10 in credits, if you're keeping the tier 9. If you're selling the tier 9, you can cut that down, but quite frankly, a lot of the tier 9s are awesome, and I'm going to be keeping probably all the tier 9s in addition to getting the tier 10s throughout the game, and I don't want to be selling them in order to afford the next ship. I'm going to be grinding it out, but an 80-day grind from tier 9 to 10 is not appealing to me. It's going to have to be fixed, and I'm sure Wargaming will realize this and fix it. And I'm of the opinion that if they don't do it within the first couple months, then they're going to be in a situation where it's a new game starting off and they're already losing a lot of players because they just can't handle the economy, and they don't want to be buying war chests every time they go up a line in order to progress at the higher tiers. So it's just, it'll be fixed, and when it does, hopefully they'll do it by boosting credit earnings as well as slightly lowering the cost of ships, and at that point the Kamikaze will probably be even better. I would hope that it would be better than it is right now for the credit earning, but again, all things are up in the air with credits, so I'm just going to recommend the ship based on its merit as a destroyer, as a ship that can carry, and as a ship that is just plain fun. The most fun, in my opinion, in the game right now. Certainly, there are other destroyers, there are other fast destroyers, but the only one I've come across that's faster is the tier 7 Japanese destroyer, fully kitted out for speed. It's 0.7 knots faster at both cruising and engine boost speed, so nothing dramatic. So and at tier 5, really you've got no competition for speed. You can just zip around and sail circles around other ships. It's so fun. If you don't have any premiums, if you're looking for your first premium, if you want to have a trainer for destroyers, this is definitely a ship I will recommend. Get it. Activated. As simple as that. Just get it. So as we draw a close to this battle here, I'm going to stop my ramblings and my voiceover. I'm saying way too much here. I'm doing this late at night after my kids are in bed, my wife is in bed. So I'm routinely staying up right now till 2 a.m., waking up at 6 a.m. the next day, so 4 hours sleep. It's starting to wear on me a little bit, but I want to get these reviews out of these premium ships before the 18th. This way all the new players coming into the game will have some idea of what they need to buy, what they want to buy, what they should be buying based on what they want to do in the game. So I'm just trying to provide that service as best as I can. Of course, I'm starting to get punch drunk doing these videos, so I will take a long break between reviews once I'm done the reviews, but I should get all the premiums reviewed before the 18th of January. Of course, except for the Arkansas, which is available only in crates, and I refuse to gamble to maybe get a ship and spend lots of money to maybe get a ship. I'm just not going to do that. So if the Arkansas is added to the in-game store, I will buy it and review it at that point. But until then, that will be the only ship that premium ship that I haven't reviewed, and I will continue on with the reviews. And for the rest of this video, please do enjoy the last game. I felt that it was a really solid game and worth checking out if you want to get a full feel for this this ship. And take care. Thanks for watching.
Torpedoes spotted! Enemy torpedoes spotted! Ship destroyed. Nice shot! We hit the enemy!